Aren't you impressed that I can count that high? Welcome to ASIS 2017, Dallas, Texas, at the ASIS Hub. That's booth 1613, so come on by and say hi and watch the show. My special guest, Jen Russell, EAGL Technologies. You were on the show, 6 months ago, I think. We had you Skype in from somewhere, right?
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the show. And you got a lot of big developments you're going to tell us about. But first, just tell people that aren't familiar with your product, or may not know they are, but they really are. Tell us what you guys do.
Well, we are a manufacturer of a wireless gunshot detection technology. It's a dual validation, zero false read technology that will integrate with most building security systems.
And wireless is kind of the unique thing about this, right? I mean,
Yes, sir.
everybody else is hardwired. That's got to be some awesome technology. And zero false reads, that seems impossible.
It is. It seems impossible.
Seems
but it's
impossible,
not.
right.
Yes,
Right,
but
okay.
no, this technology was developed by the Department of Energy.
Okay.
And it's a dual validation, like I said. And what it does is it measures waveform and energy level, and it analyzes it. And through that, it can discern, through the energy level and waveform, the type of caliber that was fired and confirm that.
Oh, it can do that.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Because
And
I think
then-
about a year ago when I was looking at this, some people said, well, we kind of, but not really. So for sure, I know it's a 45, I know it's a 22. I know basically based on the triangulation of the sensors, the area it is,
Yes.
direction it's in, that kind of thing. Now, is there software that then interfaces with the user that says, you know what, the gunshot's over there, I want you to go this way?
Yes, sir. So when the shots are fired, the sensors will pick it up, and then they pick up a small, like a 7mm sampling of it, and then
Yeah.
it sends it to the server. The server upscales it, and then it confirms it, and then it pushes out the information to law enforcement. So you're going to get the map of the building, you're going to get a ballistic location,
Oh, wow, that's
and
fabulous.
location of the shooter. So you're going to have, whether it be indoors or outdoors, you're going to have parking lot, A, you're going to have, or HR, suite, upstairs, second floor, that type of notification as well. Other commands are sent to the CCTV system,
Okay.
access control, public
Oh,
address.
so it all integrates with all
Yes,
that
sir.
stuff. Oh, fabulous.
Mhm.
Now, this is one of the sensors, right?
This is one of the sensors here.
It-
This is what was developed by the Department of Energy. The
That's
sensor is
it?
right here. It's right here.
Wow.
There's a microprocessor in there, and on this side is the microphone. It's listening.
Yeah. Hold this microphone from here.
Okay.
All right.
I like this one better. Here.
All right, so you can see that, Sean? That is really cool. All right.
And this technology was developed by the Department of Energy after the Sandy Hook
Uh-oh.
tragedy.
It's going green and it's going red. What did I do?
So the green,
Is my voice like a gunshot? What happened?
the green is that it heard. And the
It
red,
heard.
I lowered the threshold
Oh,
here.
it's active right now?
So I'm activating it.
Wow.
I lowered the threshold, so the green tells you it's listening, and the red's activating.
Did you see that, Sean? That is amazing. All
Within
wireless.
seconds of shots fired.
Yeah. Now, your competition, it's not wireless. It's hardwired. How much bigger is it than this?
It depends,
It could be like a big.
Well, there's some technology that looks like they're trying to radio a planet, and there's some that comes down to it's almost the size of a waffle or what have you.
Right.
And the technology is wired in, and so you have to run PoE throughout a building, throughout
Right.
a facility, and so people who are looking for dual validation, zero false read, and a wireless technology, they're getting a whole bunch of things all in one. They don't
That's
have
fantastic.
to run PoE. They can get it for sure, shot and location and ballistic data.
How long does that battery last?
4 years, sir.
Hold on a second. 4 years?
It's Israeli battery.
You need to call Arlo and talk to them about their batteries.
Okay.
Oh, we lost 4 months. Not really. 2 maybe, but 4 years, that's amazing. Well, there's not gunshots going off every day. If there was, it might not last 4 years.
Well, and that's the beauty of it too, because we built in a timer in here. So if
Yeah.
you're a government facility or a school district like what we have here,
Yeah.
and they close at 4 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, these will shut off. If you'd like, you can put them on that timer.
Oh, okay, that's how
and
it
then
saves the
they'll
battery, yeah.
Right, and it'll kick back on Monday morning.
All right.
But even still, if this ran 24/7, it's about 4-year battery life.
Now, who can afford this?
Everybody.
All right.
And anybody. First of all, these sensors are about $900 a piece.
Right.
Your range.
Is that installed, or I guess you could install it yourself?
You can almost install it yourself.
Right.
You can train. This is the second piece of it, is that you can train without having all of the other peripheral access and CCTV and everything.
Right.
You can just train this right into a basic alarm system. So if somebody were had a storefront business or what have you, they can just put this into their antique shop or Kinko's or FedEx,
Yeah.
type building. And if somebody discharges a firearm outside or inside, this will act just like the alarm. It goes to the monitoring system, you get shots fired, and then they call the police.
Now, you got some big news. Were we going to talk about that?
Which
About
one?
where this is going, where it's being installed?
Well, I can say at CADX Airport.
Okay, that's one place, but there were some other places I can't repeat, but unbelievable.
One of the largest transportation hubs in the country.
Yeah, very exciting.
And also one of the probably, places over in the Middle East.
Okay, that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. Now, talk about the type of user and who wants to use this. Let's talk about the vertical markets. Schools,
Yes.
transportation, like a Grand Central Station kind of place, maybe airports, but more private companies thinking about it, like a Joe Blow Corporation with 5 floors. Are they thinking about doing this now?
Yes, sir. And
They
we're
are,
actually
okay.
we're meeting with of late a lot of CSOs and CEOs and,
Yeah.
and CIOs from Fortune 500, Fortune 100 companies that have a concern, especially in the Southwest. It's one of the kidnap capitals of,
That's right.
of the
That's
world
right.
now. We
Yeah.
actually surpassed Mexico City
Oh, wow.
and Buenos Aires, I believe,
Yeah.
combined. Phoenix, Arizona has surpassed that. So there's a lot of concern for workplace violence.
Okay.
A lot of HR departments are looking into this. Like I said, we're talking to a lot of different companies, small and large.
Now, what makes this attractive? I think it's attractive to me as a buyer because I just got a little box. Nobody knows what it is. It doesn't look like I did anything, but I did a lot. And it seems to give me the most important information as opposed to a camera, which is I can't watch all the time. I mean, if this goes off, I have a real problem, a now problem, and I have to deal with it. If that's activated, we're in go mode, right?
Exactly. Well, we're engaging or deterring an active shooter much earlier in the timeline.
Right.
You're not going bang, bang. The phone calls 5 minutes to law enforcement or to the security
Yeah.
office.
It's real time.
This is real time. It's activating right away. So within seconds, somebody's going to be notified they got a shots fired. They're going to start getting the
Yeah.
images on their mobile device or their command center
Yeah.
right away with the map of the location of the shooter. And we can lock down perimeters. We can lock down, C-suites. We can lock down any, particular area that's pre-programmed.
Now you have a customer here.
This
Should we
is
bring
Scott
him on?
Seimer. I don't know.
Come
Should
on,
we?
Scott. Come on in. All right. Let's see if we can get him in here. Yeah, we'll stay in the middle. That's perfect. Come this way a little bit. No, you're good. Stay right there. All right. Now you're with the school.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to say what school? You don't have to.
Sure. With Artesia Public Schools in Artesia, New Mexico.
Okay. And you've installed this.
Yes.
Now, as the buyer, what made it attractive to you? Why did you want to say, I got to have that?
Well, number one, the concern of the safety of the students is number one, because one student is too many. If you're talking in death, so that is a big thing. But then it's always about cost, and so with the infrastructure being wireless, we don't spend time running wire all over the schools.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And so that cut down on a lot of cost, and just they're pretty inexpensive for what they do. And for us, we have access control. We have cameras all over the schools in our school district, but it still is predicated on somebody being at a computer to lock the doors. If somebody's running to the bathroom or whatever, they don't lock and something happens. Well, this, we've had our local police department shut it, test it for us, and in 3 seconds, they always say more, but in 3 seconds,
It's our lawyers.
in 3 seconds, they've it's locked down our schools, taken over the intercom. The principal's voice comes over, tells us the students their drills, because we practice it all the time. It notifies our local police, our administration, takes over the camera system. That area starts taking pictures, and so we know what the shooter looks like. And then shortly after that, we get a ballistics data that says, hey, he's shooting a 9mm shotgun, whatever it may be. And so all the stuff that it does, it integrates with what we have, is just, we don't have to go with anything new. And so that was, that's huge. We don't have to reinvent the wheel at our school. And so we were very pleased with that, happy with it, and that's where it's at.
It's a no-brainer. You've just risen to the level of my favorite ASIS product.
All right.
This
Thank
is
you.
show number what? 40, Sean, or 30-something, right? I think you're going to hold first place for a long time. This is fascinating. You know what? It's easy. I don't have to pull conduit. You know what conduit is? It's a big pain, right?
Right.
No conduit, and it's real time. This is fantastic. Jennifer, thank you so much for coming and
Thank you,
giving us
sir.
an update. Mr. Scott,
Appreciate it.
thanks a lot. Everybody stand by for another show here at ASIS 2017, Dallas, Texas, at the ASIS Hub. So stop by. It's ASIS booth 1613. Yeah, that's it. We'll be back in a minute on SecurityGuideTV.com.